All the talk so far in 2022 has been about the Taylormade Stealth driver, the carbon face, the red face, what's going on. But it's not been about the Taylormade Stealth fairway woods, the Taylormade Stealth and the Taylormade Stealth Plus. Until now. Let's do it, and let's do it now. Hi everyone, my name is James Robinson and welcome to this YouTube channel. Guys, in today's video I am discussing the Taylormade Stealth and Stealth Plus fairway woods, because it's fair to say that Taylormade have caused a little bit of a stir so far this year with regards to the driver. But I happen to think that these could be just as good, if not better. Guys, in this video I've tested both these golf clubs inside for numbers. I've tested them outside on the golf course. I'm going to tell you exactly which one you should be using in 2022 and answer all your burning questions. So to kick things off, we're going to go with what looks to be my favourite of the two clubs just based on the head shape and design. This is the Stealth Plus. This has the 80 gram V-steel sole plate. This has the adjustability. This has, it has speed pocket, twist face and the alignment aid, but both of them have that. So let's tee off. I love the shape of this. It reminds me very much of the mini driver, just a lot smaller. It's 175cc head. Oh, how good's that? And that sound is amazing, to say how toey that was. Let's have a go with the standard Stealth. This doesn't get you the adjustability, it doesn't get you that 80 gram sole plate, it doesn't get you a titanium face either. You still get speed pocket, still get twist face, and you still get that lovely 3D carbon crown, which is definitely worth discussing. That sounded totally different, but actually it sounded way better than it did inside. Oh, how good were they? Yes. Guys, if you're interested on how far these golf clubs go, if you're interested in how they feel off the fairway and how they perform off the tee, make sure you stay tuned to this video. The head covers are a bit tight actually. And make sure you subscribe if you want to see more. So let's stop beating around the bush and let's get to that big question. Why on earth isn't the face red? Why on earth isn't the face made of carbon on these Taylormade Stealth and Stealth Plus fairways? You see, Taylormade claim that the optimum size for a carbon face is that generically of a driver, and that the face of the 3-wood is a little bit too small to be making it out of carbon just yet. I am sure it is something Taylormade will be pushing on with in the future. Maybe they're leaving their options open a little bit when it comes to that carbon face. Remember the first time they introduced twist face on a driver that wasn't in the fairway woods, then all of a sudden they introduced it in. Who knows? Now, as I have mentioned, guys, I've been testing these 3 woods all day in the studio, and one thing's become quite apparent. One's a bit more forgiving than the other. You see, for me, I love a kind of petite looking 3-wood, a smaller shaped 3-wood, whereas the Stealth, although it's a little bit bigger than the Stealth Plus, they've actually made it quite a lot smaller than the Sim 2, which is beautiful because you still get all that forgiveness, you still get that centre of gravity pushed back and low, so you get a nice high MOI, but it doesn't look massive anymore, if that makes sense. Now, before we get really into the bones of the big difference between the Stealth and Stealth Plus fairway woods, let's hit some from the fairway, because that is precisely what they're designed for. I have them both in 15 degrees of loft. However, the Stealth Plus is adjustable. Remember, that's generally what you are paying for. For me in the past, I have generally found that the smaller headed version is a little bit easier to pick up off the fairway. So let's see if that rings true today. I'm going to give myself a fairly good lie, because that's generally when you would be hitting a 3-wood off the deck. We're a good 250 yards out here. Remember, it is January. Can we get this up in the air towards that green? And is that V-steel sole going to help us? Oh, go on. Just stop cutting a bit, and that's really good. Fly. Oh, it's on there. That is over the bunker. I think it's front edge of the green, but it's on there. Now, can we do the same with the standard Stealth? So this is a slightly bigger head, as we've mentioned already, but it's not too off-putting. Have we got enough? Oh, that is even better. Definitely such a different sound. This is a much thinner sound. You'll be amazed how close they are together. Amazed how close they are. I'd be tempted maybe to loft the Stealth Plus down. The head covers are really annoying. I'm going to put that out there. Really annoying. Subscribe if you're sick of annoying head covers, because I am. And if you are testing a 3-wood, make sure you do test them off the fairway, because it's so important that you do pick the right one. I mean, going off those 2 shots, you could literally throw a blanket over those. We'll get to them in a second. I haven't forgot where the tee shots are, by the way. We're coming up. I'm just using the full length of the hole. So both those shots turned over a little bit. We have the standard Stealth here, just behind the 150 mark, and not a bad shot at all. And the Stealth Plus, it actually took a bit of a bounce, which this time of year is quite random. Aha! Yeah, we're never going to really find that, were we? So there's the Stealth Plus, and the Stealth is just there. So a couple of yards further, but a few more yards offline, which is similar to what I saw in the studio. We'll get to that in a second. Okay, what is the big difference between the Taylormade Stealth and the Taylormade Stealth Plus? Let's have a bit of a chat. The Taylormade Stealth Plus is the titanium headed version. It has a titanium Zatec face, and that allows for a much better feel and sound, and Taylormade actually claim that it pushes the limits of ball speed with the ultra strong thin face. Both of these clubs have twist face, and you'll see that the Stealth Plus does have the adjustable hosel as well, and the Taylormade Stealth Plus also features the 80-gram V-steel plate at the bottom of the club for better turf interaction and lower centre of gravity. Both the clubs now feature the advanced laser alignment that's designed to give you a bit of a contrast with the top line of the club so that you can square that club face up at your target. The Stealth Plus has a 175cc head, and it's been shaped to meet the needs of the world's best players. So not me. The face is now 12% larger than Sim 2, but maintains that nice sleek look down at the ball. The big story with the standard Stealth 3-wood is that 3D carbon crown. That's designed to pull mass away from the high toe area, allowing for more weight to be positioned rearward for optimal forgiveness, yet maximum playability. They're the 2 big differences. Is it worth the extra money? Let's take a look. So there you go, quite a few differences between the 2 clubs, but then there is quite a big difference in price as well. I, for one, am a big fan of that alignment aid on top. I think when you do have a black crown and a black face, it can sometimes be difficult to make sure that face is aligned up properly. So quite good thinking there from Taylormade, and quite interesting read if you do want to look at all the specifics of these 2 golf clubs. Now, where are those fairway shots? There they are, and I must say, if this was a par 5 and I was 250 yards out, like I played those shots, I'd be quite happy with both of those. I mean, they both look to have stopped on a dime. We'll have a look at the pitch marks in a second, but both big, high, nice fades as well, which wasn't quite getting in the studio. If you look at the dispersion now, we'll start talking a little bit of numbers. They all went a bit left. That's obviously down to me, but the Stealth Plus definitely went a bit further left than the Stealth. So bear that in mind if you're wanting a bit more forgiveness. Now, bear in mind we are in January, but they've stopped rather nicely, haven't they, on this green. That'd be an eagle putt. We'll not bother though, we'll get on with the video. And we'll hit a couple more tee shots as well, because although you do need to be able to hit 3-wood off the fairway, if that's obviously what you're buying it for, I think a lot of people do buy a 3-wood as a backup for off the tee. So which is best? Because if the titanium head, the Stealth Plus, is a little bit smaller, do you want that bigger surface area, that bit more forgiveness, or do you want the workability in ball flight? Or can you have it all? You see, for me, I have to say that with all the testing that I've done of these clubs, the Stealth Plus is definitely a superior feeling club, a superior sounding club, but I'm also aware just quite how subjective that statement is. The feel and the sound of the Stealth Plus may not be for everyone, and the feel and the sound of the standard Stealth is definitely an improvement from the Sim and Sim 2. Right, I'm going to try and play a little bit of a low trap here, a stinger shot if you will, and we'll see. I would hope that I can play it with the Stealth Plus because it is a slightly smaller head, but can we play it with the standard Stealth? Are you paying for that bit of extra versatility? Oh yeah. And it almost sounds dead off the face, but it's not. It's like a nice dead, if that makes sense. Right, Stealth, same shot. See, that has gone a bit higher. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a great shot and it's everything that I would want from a normal shot, but I don't feel like it was wasn't quite the stinger, was it? Okay, we've hit shots inside, we've hit shots out on the golf course. One thing fair to say, I don't think you would be disappointed with either of these clubs, but let's jump in the studio, let's have a look at what the numbers say and just how these clubs do differ, especially for the price difference. Having hit the best part of 30 golf balls between these 2 clubs, for me I could tell a difference straight away, not only in feel, not only in sound, and not only in looks down at the ball. Now, I did find one a little bit more forgiving than the other, and there's no surprise that it was the Stealth, more forgiving than the Stealth Plus. I really enjoyed the ball flights that both these clubs gave me, both on centre hits and off centre hits. So looking at the numbers, you'll see that the Stealth Plus 3 wood on top, we've got a ball speed of 148, spinning at 2463, and a carry distance of 252, 272 total. Now the Stealth's on the bottom, and the ball speed was down a little bit on this, and the spin rate was also down at 2138. Now you could put this down to the strike, but I hit that many balls with it that it wouldn't really make much sense for it to be so. So you see that the carry distance is 247 and a total distance of 271, even though the ball speed was down. That's obviously because I got a slight lower spin on there. For me, if I was going to sum them up, I would prefer to have the Stealth Plus 3 wood in the bag, but the Stealth 3 was definitely a little bit more of a forgiving option and did seem to perform pretty well for me, even though I clearly didn't strike it as well consistently than the Stealth Plus. So there you go, that titanium face producing a little bit more ball speed and a higher spin rate and overall longer distance, even if it's just by a couple of yards. Guys, get in the comments below, does that surprise you? Is that something you would expect? And which one would you be going for? I personally think the Stealth is a little bit more forgiving, but the Stealth Plus has a little bit more to offer. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed that video on the Taylormade Stealth and Stealth Plus 3 woods. If you have, smash that subscribe button for loads more to come with not only the Taylormade Stealth family, but loads more clubs in 2022. Apart from that, I'll see you all at the same time tomorrow. Bye!